Good morning, all. Welcome to Lakhan Talks. Remember, if you like what I am saying, share it, like it, share it with a friend, a family member, someone who might be interested in what I'm saying. So, we're in August 2020, and my talks is always about persons who are blind and visually impaired. So, if you need someone to you need some information about something, you could send me an email at lakhantalks@gmail.com, which is lakhantalks@gmail.com. This morning, I want to raise the concern or raise the issue about opportunities for persons who are blind and visually impaired, and opportunities that is available for persons who are blind and visually impaired from their parents. We have a lot of children who are blind and visually impaired, and their parents play a most influential part in their development and understanding of concepts and systems and procedures and so on in life. So this video really is more for the parents of children who are blind and visually impaired, and children who are blind, young people who are blind and visually impaired, to understand what they need to do, or to understand what may be an opportunity or a possible way for them to better understand life. I always do my talks based on my personal experience, and today I reflect on my father. I remember when I was a young boy, my dad had a cousin who lived as a caretaker in an institution in Port of Spain, and they had a very large car park. That was a man passing there. Never mind that. So this car park could hold about, I feel, about 50 or 60 cars when parked orderly. And I used to look forward to going to my uncle's residence there, because when we go there, I will go and ask my father, I said, Daddy, you got driving the car? And you object, and you twist and turn, and you say, hey, take the key. Now, I was visually impaired. I could not have ever seen out of one of my eyes, and I had a limited vision in the other eye. And he would give me the car keys, and he would stand up and watch me. And now the car park is empty because nobody's there that hour, any night or day or whatever when we go there. So, and I'm driving through this yard and learning steering and turning around and reversing, and the confidence that I would have gained from those simple little things that I did that day or those days helped me so much in life, helped me to understand so much things. Later on in life, now I'm talking about, I would have been about 9-10 years old when I was doing this. By the age of 11, I had understand the concept of manual driving, manual gears and driving with clutch. And I lived close to a mechanic garage, and we used to quote unquote line there, but in a real sense we were learning things there. And I remember, in my limited vision, I would go and stand up and watch the owner of the garage scrap a carburetor or take apart an engine or assemble an engine. Back in those days, they used to be rebuilding engines in that garage, and understand how a spring clamp works, how a valve spring clamp works to install back valves, and how the locking device works on the valves. And I remember he would give me tasks to do, to run for tools, and I learned to measure tools by sense of touch. When I couldn't see the number, I averaged the size, and I learned to measure the size of a spanner. The point I'm bringing to you, parents, do not limit your children who are blind and visually impaired. Every opportunity you give them out there helps them to better understand life. When my father was building his house, I was the #1 laborer on site, always toting blocks. I wanted to tie steel, learning the concept of how you tie stirrups, how you bend stirrups, understand how you build boxing for casting, You know, this helped me so much in my adult life now that someone repairing my car cannot tell my wife or tell me, in fact, that something is wrong with my suspension when it's actually my engine mount is bad, because I would have a greater understanding of how things work. I may not know everything, I may not know how to do everything, but I have an understanding of most things. And that is what we want. We want our children who are blind and visually impaired to be given that opportunity to understand things. Many years ago, I had a client in central Trinidad, Cuba, and I told the mother, your son is visually impaired. Take him out, give him a lap stay. You know what a lap stay, people? When your parents put you on top of their lap and let you steer the vehicle. I saw my wife doing my son that this morning, and I remember my days of doing that. And as a child, a young boy who is blind or vision impaired, that would have enhanced and increased his enthusiasm to life and understanding things. Similarly, parents need to expose their children to the everyday things of life. Let your daughters learn to wash dishes. Let them learn to sweep the house. Redesign your home in a way that you leave one wall in your entire house clear, and you sweep everything towards the wall, and then you sweep down the wall or along the wall. It may not be the best, it may not be the most cleanest, but you're giving them an opportunity to understand the concepts. Too many young people do not know simple activities in life, and that is people who are blind and visually impaired, because their parents do not believe that they can do it. I'm asking you parents to believe in your children who are blind and visually impaired. Give them an opportunity to show off their skills. They are not only bright on the computer and bright with academics, they can be bright as well with everyday skill sets, everyday things around the house, everyday living activities. So as I close my video today, I ask you parents to please give your child a fair chance at life by giving them the opportunity to understand the most simplest, most common, and the most basic things. I thank you all very much.